What's up, Cowboy Nation? This is your brother from another mother. No other. Don't look like Danny Glover, but I keep it cool with you guys. I have a special guest on the show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, how about them Cowboys?
Yeah, yeah.
Man, tell them who you are, man. Tell them what your name is, man. Tell them what you do and all this good stuff. How long you been following the Cowboys and these sorts of
All right,
things.
cool. My name is Manuel, but I go by Manny. I live
Not
in
Pacquiao,
Chicago.
though.
I'm a filmmaker, producer. I pretty much do it all as far as entertainment entrepreneur. Live in Chicago. I've been
Shut up.
following the Cowboys since 1988.
88. Man,
Yeah,
that's a long, good time, man. So you got a
yeah.
chance to witness 3 Super Bowls. And
For,
also you got a chance to witness the changing of the whole philosophy from the great Tom Landry over to what
hmm
Jerry Jones and brought in the new fish.
Yeah,
Jimmy Johnson. People fail to realize Jimmy Johnson didn't have no type of professional skills as it relates to the NFL. Now he
true.
did a lot of things down there in Miami and stuff like that for the
Yeah,
for
Miami and
yeah.
was it Nebraska or Oklahoma or something like that?
Yeah, a little bit for Oklahoma, but more so for Arkansas when he played there. And then, of course, when he got down there to Miami, he was just
The
like
U.
wide of it. The U. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They don't call it Miami. They call it the U.
Yeah, when you think of Miami, you think about Miami Heat.
Yeah, heat. Yes, man. So it's always a pleasure, man, bringing in new talent, new people that's out there pushing out content on the YouTube
Appreciate
ways of the NFL and talking Cowboys and things like that. So I want to get right to the cut.
you. Hmm.
Who do you really think that's not going to make this team that we all got our eyes on making this team first?
For some odd reason, Tyron Crawford.
Wow.
I think because of the cap. I think it's if that rookie, the defensive tackle. I think if he like
Right.
turned out to be like how so far every first rounder that we had, I think Tyron is pretty much gone because I think he's due for 9 million. So and it's like after the June 1st, you can cut them like with no loss. Um, I think Rico is gone.
Wow.
Yeah,
You getting
like
all the heavy hitters out for me, man.
yeah, because I
Good.
really thought Rico. I didn't even know he was on the team until like I had comment on your page. I'm like, is Rico on the team? And people like, yeah. I'm like, damn, I didn't know he was still on the team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's. I got one from the defensive end on defensive side and one from the offensive side.
Wow. Wow.
What you got?
Man, I don't it's too soon for me. I just wanted to put you in the hot box. But you said for first and foremost, you said the defensive guy, Tyron Crawford, who is
Yeah.
quote unquote the I guess vocal leader of the defense. Although I'm gonna say again, because I'm working on some film, I should have put it out the other day, but I just didn't
Uh-huh.
have time. But he's a tweener. He's a guy that you can guarantee on Sundays that you can play him on the outside and you can kick him inside. And he had his best year last year. So in order for him to get kicked off this team, and knowing Jerry Jones and Coach Jason Garrett, boy,
Mhm.
he must have did something more than fighting down there in Miami, wherever he was at.
It might be,
In Florida, wherever he was fighting at.
they might ask him for a pay cut because it's just
Hmm.
like if you look at it, like how much he's getting paid, is it really worth it? You know what I'm saying? It's like his price is not really worth it. What he's doing, like he's like the service that he's doing has. I'm talking about as far as stats wise, is
Hmm.
really between $3 to $5 million instead
Wow.
of paying $9 million. You know, and if I got a rookie who is dominant, because I mean, you look at it like we got Cowboys got a lot of leaders, vocal
Hmm.
leaders. So like one less person, like I truly believe like they probably would be sad, but like when the first game they're gonna forget all about it, they're gonna move on. I just think that like the way how Stephen Jones is everything is about production, your production and your money. And like if your money is outweigh your production, it's like okay, and the Cowboys is becoming cheap now. It's like they doing the Patriots way. Let's be cheap, let's pay. I just feel like the Cowboys' main objective is pay the key people, and then everybody else is like here a little this, here a little this. Be glad you're with the Cowboys.
Before I comment on it, let me dive into this chat box right quick, man. Give a shout out to those who's there, man. Joseph, appreciate you. Ventura, Garrett, appreciate you. Name is Garrett Lawrence. Shout out to you, man. Carrie Teagle in the house, man. Shout out to you, Captain America, my boy Roy. I'm talking about Louisiana Roy. He's in the house, and as well as who's this? Crimson. Appreciate you, Crimson God 23 and Junior. Appreciate all you guys for tuning in, and Tariq always in the mix, man. All right, so my thing, and they said you kind of funny too, man. Them boys 27 said you funny over there.
I'm funny. Like what I can't see what they say. How I'm funny.
You probably have to pull up the stream and see, man. But he's just saying that how you kind of funny, man. We're talking about I guess Rico and talking about cutting I guess Tyron Crawford.
I like Rico. I just I'll be honest. Like I just feel like Rico really didn't get a fair chance, and I just feel like
right.
If the Cowboys cut Rico, it's going to be like the other tight end that we had, Bennett.
Martellus Bennett.
Yeah, like he went somewhere else and he showcased his talent. And I just feel like we just going to regret it. I just feel like it's like skip the names, like what Jason Ritten did, all those people did what they did.
Right.
Let's actually have these people compete and earn they role on the team. And I just feel like if dude actually had a solid opportunity, he could play. Because it's like you watch him, like he's dominating the preseason. I understand it's preseason. People are like, okay, it's preseason, but it's just like when you watch him in the regular season, he's usually open.
He usually open.
Like, come on.
My thing is with Martellus Bennett, he was just had all the skills in the world, and one can argue the fact that he just didn't want to understand and pick up the playbook like he's supposed to. Now, I do know that sometimes when people look at a player, when they go to another team, they say, hey, look, he's shining and blossoming. But my thing, it took a level of maturity to happen within side of him. And then once he got that maturity, then we saw a little bit more of, hey, this guy can really ball, But it's a story of a different day, And then he wanted that paper. And then when we gave him opportunities and chances to blossom, the boy hands turned into parquet. Huh? Well, when I'm gonna say again, the boy hands turned into parquet. He was dropping a lot of balls, and this was coming from Tony Romo.
Yes, but I just feels like the way how Jason Witten is like when he's practicing, he don't want to get off the field. I just feel like if we had a tougher coach that was like, Jason, you take the day off. Let's see what this guy has. Let's see what the future is, because Jason, you get up on the age, and let's see what else talents. It's just like we drafting these players, and then he was really the only player that left Cowboys and actually ball. Everybody else that left Cowboys, it's like, okay, yeah, I kind of figured the dude was not really that good, and I just felt like we regretted letting him go.
Down the line, we regretted to letting him go. Hey, it happens to us, man. We let so many players go, and they go to another team. Like I would say Anthony Fasano. I think that's how you say the man name. I probably murdered the man's name, but he didn't go out and blossom like Martellus Bennett. But he was solid for the teams that he went to. But I'm looking at the Dallas Cowboys collectively, and we start talking about Rico and how he fits into this particular system, how he fits into this scheme. I think that with Kellen Moore, I believe that Rico can show his talent and showcase what he can bring out there to the field. And I'm more with the belief, whereas you probably go swing with 4 tight ends again this year and just fight it out for next year as far as keeping a Rico or rather a Schultz or what have you. But I think that these both of those guys should show up this offseason. And it should be a good battle. So I'm not saying that these guys are going to be the next Shannon Sharp of anybody. But I'm sitting there saying to myself, maybe, just maybe, Rico can give us something more than what Scott Linehan was being able to do with his skill sets.
And this is his contract year, correct?
I could be wrong, but I don't know. I don't know. It could be his contract year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a free agent after this season.
Well, he's not making hands over fists, so figure out a way. That's all I'm looking at. But that battle between Schultz, Jarwin, and Jason Witten, we know Jason Witten is not getting off the field. We should all know that by now.
I mean, he should. Yeah. I mean, like, what Jason Witten could show us that we haven't seen already? You know, like, if we let Ezekiel not play preseason games or whatever because we want him to be fresh, let Jason Witten sit down like a lot of practice time. Let's see what else we have instead of just like, okay, Jason. I mean, we know what Jason's gonna do. He's gonna run 5, catch, and get tackled. He ain't gonna have no yards after catch. So it's just like, let's see if these other players could stretch the field and ball.
Most certainly. So I just don't see that anybody else just going to be able to say, okay, without a shadow of a doubt, they will outperform Jason Witten. Now, the Crawford angle, I can see just a little bit how it would be hard for Crawford to find playing time out there. But like I said, Crawford find ways to be out there, whether it be the vocal leader of the team, or the vocal leader of the defense, the person that's going to be able to say, I can play inside or out. And he's just so versatile in a sense. And although he's not the shiny new car, and he's not the sexy guy that's going to be out there that everybody want and saying, okay, we want this guy to be able to be dominating on our team. He's not that. But he's just been one of those guys that been consistent, whether it's been mediocre or not. I just don't see nobody. I don't see this particular staff doing the Bill Belichickian's way of just saying, like, I'm gonna get rid of the guy. No, I just don't see us having those type of longitudinal attitude.
Do you see them asking him for a pay cut?
I can see them asking him for a pay cut. I can see him actually going into the mix and saying, okay, yeah, I'll take a small marginal pay cut. Because Sean Lee did the same thing, right? Sean Lee did the exact same thing. Sean Lee, we was talking about, hey, a lot of people, not talking about those that's in the chat box, not talking about you, but a lot of people was like, hey, let's get rid of number 50. He's old now. He's broken down. He's Mr. Glass. You know, he can't stand up. He's always injured. Let's just get rid of the guy, you know. And then all of a sudden we saw this incentive-laden contract that we was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, hey, okay. If Crawford take a pay cut, he's on the team. Because it'll be foolish for them to ask the guy to take a pay cut, and he take a pay cut, then you release him, and then he's doing the same thing. So it's just like people gonna be wondering, like, did you really want him to get cut? Or I mean, you could have just released him a long time ago instead of just asking for a pay cut. So if he's taking a pay cut, I mean, he's on the team.
True that. So I mean, the next battle we can talk about, since the topic of the hour is training camp battles. Mm-hmm. Who are you more in favor of? Is it Mike White or is it Cooper Rush?
Oh man, that's gonna be like heads or tails.
Heads or tails, or it should be the guy that's right now that's not even on his team. That should be our backup quarterback.
I
mean, going once, going twice.
I would say Mike White. Cooper Rush probably be the man. That's a heads or tail because I mean neither's gonna be back, be playing. So if somehow if Dak get hurt, I still see them being a veteran free agent. I don't think they trust either one of them to start a game. It's just especially with this night sweep schedule we have. I mean, bad. They might say, "Kellen, put your uniform back on." You know.
Yeah. Normally, what we see with the Dallas Cowboys, we really, I think since the '90s, didn't really have a solid backup quarterback. And I know that a lot of people going to say, well, Tony Romo. Well, Tony Romo was like pure luck for him to come out there and shine and blossom the way he did, because they really didn't know what he was going to do on the next level, right? So, and then through Tony Romo's entire career, it wasn't until we got, I guess, John Kitna, and then I guess the other guy that played for, I want to say, the Broncos.
You don't think Jason Gary was a good backup?
No, I'm talking about during the since the 2000 to be.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Jason Gary was still playing in the 2000s, but I'm talking about really since the Cowboys in the 2000s. John Kitna, and there was another guy, I forgot his name. Somebody help me out in the chat box. He played for the Broncos. I want to say his name, and we got us to the playoffs, and I think he threw an interception and all that stuff.
He played for the Broncos.
He played for the Broncos, I believe. He played for the Bears. I forgot his name. Shout out to Victor. Shout out to Jordan K. His name is at the tip of my tongue, but
damn,
Orton. Yes, he played for the Chicago Bears. Yeah. Jess, appreciate you, man. It's getting late for me, man.
18, yeah.
Yeah, so he was the last guy that maybe had something going for him. And for crying out loud, Jerry Jones, his whole job is to sell you the moon, right? His whole job is to sell you the moon and say, hey, the moon is made of cheese. And if you fly all the way up there and you get a chance to get to the moon and you say, hey, this is nothing more than a rock, you sold me a bag of nothing, Jerry. And Jerry's going to be like, hey, I sold you that. So that's the situation with this. You know, remember you said Brandon Whedon can throw the prettiest ball. You know, I don't think nobody in the NFL can throw a prettier deep ball than Brandon Whedon. Had people thinking that Brandon Whedon, for crying out loud, was going to do stuff. So this team always had a history of picking up some unnamed or unknown, unproven commodity as it relates to the backup quarterback. Because I was with the belief if the Dallas Cowboys were serious about this backup quarterback situation, they would have at least picked up Teddy Bridgewater and made a stronger push at Teddy Bridgewater. I do know that he already re-signed with the Saints, but that was just my philosophy with that.
Yeah, I could see that, but I mean, Cowboys always go after like in-house draft or like unknown players and just hoping that it's like they could get lucky. Like that's always been Jerry Jones. Like let's see how much I could get lucky with. So because I mean, like you said, like Tony Romo, that was luck because like Tony Romo, he had the opportunity to go to Denver because I think they was paying him $2 million more. They was offering him $2 million more to go to Denver, and he was like, no, he want to get a fair chance, and yeah, he got the starting job with the Cowboys.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, we pull up old revisionist. We pull up old history now. We just don't want it to be revisionist. But this is the thing, though. Training camp is right around the corner, and we want the the best of the best out there. And we've been talking about, Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis. He's playing inside. You have Anthony Brown. You have another guy that's out there named Michael Jackson, who's, from what I'm hearing all throughout the news and the echoes of the training camp and OTAs, training camp, heading into training camp, is that he is a guy that Chris Richard said, hey, he's physical, he's playing fast, he's flying out to the ball, and he's one of his favorites right now. So that's going to be a tight position inside. What do you feel about it, man? Who do you really leaning on? Are you a team Jordan Lewis, or are you more so falling on the lines of Anthony Brown?
I like Anthony Brown. He had a solid rookie year, and he hit the sophomore slump. And I think with his problem is really confidence. Like he'll have like here and there flash, but I always thought that they was going to move one of those corners to safety. That's what I thought. Like when they drafted Michael, I thought it was like one of those corners was going to. I knew they was going to move Byron back to safety. I knew they was going to keep him, and I always thought that they was going to keep Anthony Brown on nickel. And was it? I can't even say his name.
Awuzie.
Yeah, I thought they
Yeah,
was gonna probably move him to safety or the Lewis to safety because I thought one of them was gonna eventually move to safety to make room for. Because I mean, you can't keep all five of those corners unless injury. Because I mean, if you put Michael on the practice squad, he's gone. He's literally
oh
gone.
yeah, oh
So
yeah. Physical size, play, fly out to the ball. Yeah, yeah, he's gone. Quick, fast, in a hurry to the Redskins.
Redskins. He ain't going to the Redskins. Redskins.
You
I
know,
was
they like to pick from us, the Redskins or the Chiefs. So yeah, he'll be gone real quick. Yeah. So I'm looking at everything like you said, but I'm not looking at it like Cheeto Woozier need to play safety, nor should you move Byron Jones back to safety. No way,
no,
no
they
way,
not.
no
They're
how.
not gonna do that.
My thing is Byron Jones. This is a big year for him. I don't think that they probably paid Byron Jones. They might let him play this thing out,
And he's gone.
and then
Thank you for your service, talk.
thank you for your services type of situation. But my
Yeah.
thing is, the Dallas Cowboys did a major disjustice for him, playing him out there as safety and then moving him back. And now everybody's sitting there saying to themselves, man, he's a boy, he's a gem. And he missed quality years developing at the true spot that he's supposed to be in, cornerback. So,
Yeah, because he played like 3 years safety, and this gonna be his second year corner, right?
second year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, his rookie year, he played some corner spots, but then they moved him. They put him inside. He was a situational guy. Matter of fact, he was playing where Anthony Brown is at, And that's the situation that we have to really look at. This training camp battles of guys going to be able to fight for positioning, and then we have to give them their heart. You didn't make the team, Hopefully they can make the practice squad. I'm talking about the 6'4" guy, the Chris guy, and the other guys that's out there on this
Is
team.
he fast?
Who?
The 6'4".
Chris? Yeah, he's pretty fast, man. He's quick. but we need to see this too, though. Just like Donovan Alumba and all those boys, we need to see some type of fight in those guys. We need to really see, can they play special team as well? Because this team right now, if you look at it, we are the only team in the National Football League that probably not going to have our linebackers playing special team. You can't run Jalen Smith out there, and you for dog sure not going to run LVE out there for this second year.
Or Sean Lee.
Yeah, or Sean Lee. You're not going to run those guys out there as special team. Although LVE played a little special team last year, I'm just looking at it like, man, we're going to have some guys that we never heard of make this team purely on special team. Shout out to you, Stephanie. Shout out to you, Milena. And shout out to you, Swaggy D and Jordan K. Appreciate you for tuning in to the nation. So what are you feeling, man?
About the Cowboys this year?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm still worrying about how many games Zeke gonna get suspended by. Like that's how I'm gonna make my decision. Like a lot of people keep talking about he gonna get suspended for 1 and 2 games. I don't know because I mean, if the dude got suspended for 6 games for something that he didn't do, and it was proven that he didn't do anything,
right?
And this time you actually have a video footage of him doing something, and then the commissioner told him that he had zero tolerance. So if he got suspended to 6 games, I'm looking at this, it's probably gonna be between 10 and 12 games suspension.
No way. The NFL, if they even find Ezekiel Elliott for this particular situation that he did, or even if they say, okay, Ezekiel Elliott, we're going to suspend you for a game. All Cowboy nations need to do is band together and do exactly what the New Orleans Saints did when they had that call, no call, or what have you on that pass interference. What we need to do is band together, Cowboy Nation. We need to stop crying. We need to stop talking about, oh, Roger Goodell. We need to band together and say, okay, week 1, if Ezekiel Elliott, the path for the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men, but blessed is he that is in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. That guy, number 21. We need to all sit back and say, well, we're not turning on one TV tube and we're not watching nobody's game because the NFL is trash right now because they're going to suspend the guy for, I guess, quote unquote, leaning on a security guard, and he flopped like, oh my God, it's ridiculous.
His elbow, he just like he was like, what you say about me? What you say? It's like, come on, dude. It's like,
right.
Come on. Like, dude got his 15 minutes fang. How about we just get him free tickets to whatever's team that he support? All right, let's move on. But I mean, if they give him one game, I ain't gonna lie, I will be shocked. But
if they give us, if he's not going to the game, we should not even be going to the game. And that's just the bottom line. I guarantee you that the NFL will be felt. Hit them where they hurt at, man. Hit them where it hurts, and that's the money. They love money, and that's what I would do. I would sit there and we'd form a committee and say, hey, we just not going to go. But I know it's not going to happen. I mean, this game is like drugs to us, man. They got us scratching, man. They got us all in the bench, man.
How many games do you think he's going to get suspended by then?
He's not going to get suspended. I'm not even. They say thou shall decree a thing and it shall be established. I'm not even going to talk about Ezekiel Elliott. No.
But I mean, just don't forget, this is Roger Goodell, and if Roger Goodell say you have zero tolerance, and I'm thinking like, because I had tweeted to Shannon, because Shannon Sharp, he was like, he said he got a zero tolerance, and I'm like, for how long is this zero tolerance for? You know, I mean, like, you know what? Part of me do feel like they overreact with him the first time, and it's gonna be more like, from that incident until they make the decision, if he don't get in trouble, they just probably gonna fine him, and it probably won't hit the news. Like we all forget about it, like the owner of the Patriots, right. Like nobody think about it, like nothing really happened to the guy, you know. So if Zeke could stay out of trouble, like don't even get on social media, like. Here.
Well, Ezekiel Elliott, he's really not a social media type of guy. He really don't tweet out anything crazy. But my thing is, this whole is a witch hunt. My thing is when we look at it, and I'm not trying to sully or denigrate other guys, man, like the Tyreek Hills of the world, but I have to bring this up just for reference. This guy, in college or right before college, I believe while in college, his fiance or his girlfriend was pregnant. And he balled his fist and punched his fiance or woman or lady in the belly. Wow, she was pregnant. You see what I'm saying? For her to ultimately one day for him to get arrested, what have you. You can look this up. There's public records. I'm not making this stuff up. You know, I know that everybody gonna say, well, it happened in college. Well, didn't Ezekiel Elliott, quote unquote, situation happen while he was in college? But that's a story of a different day.
True.
But let me finish this right quick. For her to ultimately have that child, and now that they have the child is like 2 or 3 years old. Mm-hmm. They don't know who broke the arm, but the little child got a broken arm, and they going back and forth with the courts. They saying, well, maybe it's the lady, well, maybe it's the boyfriend, maybe it's Tyreek Hill or what have you. My thing is, not everybody's lying on you, right? There's truth somewhere in there. So when we start talking about the Ezekiel Elliott situation, I never saw an arrest report. I never heard of anybody's child or any lady having a broken arm, bruises that we can actually see. So I look at it like this. If the NFL don't rain down on Tyreek Hill, and they saying, well, we're going to allow the justice system to do his justice on Tyreek Hill. Then they should look at Ezekiel Elliott's situation and allow the justice system to do the justice thing on Ezekiel Elliott. Meaning that they saw no fault in Ezekiel Elliott, and they said, okay, we have no fault in you in these situations. But the NFL said we're going to dig a little deeper with a private investigator for the investigator to out. Yeah. So my thing is with this whole entire situation with Ezekiel Elliott, and there's other players that we could have looked at.
He played for the Cowboys.
It's silly. Shout out to you, Derek Tips, man. Shout out to I seen somebody made the donation to help grow the nation, man. Appreciate you, Young Wilson, man. Thank you for the donation, man. He says, for a Law Nation, appreciate you. Go Dallas Cowboys. Appreciate you, Young Wilson. Thank you, man. Aloha.
Hey, I'm glad this is Roger Goodell last year as an owner. I am so glad. Like, ooh wee! I just hope whoever the next commissioner is a Cowboys fan.
Well, we do know that this Commissioner Roger Goodell, his adulations is towards, I believe, the Giants or what have you, and there's nothing wrong with that. During his time and being the NFL commissioner, I think the Giants ultimately won 2 Super Bowls during his tenure. So it's kind of funny to me, but outside of that, with Roger Goodell, they always say, old folks says, deal with the devil, right? So for us wishing and hoping that we get another commissioner in here thinking that things will change, all of this stuff derives from this right here. Okay. Jerry Jones in 1995 and 1996, I believe, he sued the National Football League. You guys can use your Google Palms and try to type it in. And he ultimately won that lawsuit for $750 million. And this was in the 90s, the latter part of the 90s. So $750 million is kind of like $1.4 billion now. You see what I'm saying?
With Paul Tagliabue, the commissioner.
Mm-hmm. If people don't think that if you show somebody up, there's this book called The 48 Laws of Power. I want you guys to take a real good look at that book and read it and come back and talk to me. When you show up somebody a corporation that's feeding you the money, you don't think that corporation is going to figure out we're going to get even with you?
Hold on, brother. How much money Jerry made for the NFL, though?
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Jerry made more money for the NFL than the NFL made for Jerry, though.
Look, I tell you what. What do you do for a living?
Who, me?
Yeah. What do you do for a living?
I'm a filmmaker and I work for the government.
You work for the government? Yeah. So if I can partially talk to you about this, you probably make more money than your grandparents ever made, right? I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Now, if they tell you to do something, are you going to do it? Or are you going to say, well, I'm making the big money now? See, there's a thin line. There's a line of respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a line of respect. So the grandmother, you could just finish mopping the floor. And if grandma said, hey, Manny, why don't you go back around there and mop that and sweep and mop that floor again?
I'm going to be pissed, but I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it. So that's what the NFL tried. That's what the NFL did to Jerry Jones. They said, look, apparel and these side deals that you got is illegal with us. We want all of the remunerations. We want all of this money. And Jerry said, no. I need these sponsors to help build this franchise, this organization that I got.
Exactly.
And I think it was American Express. It was Nike. It was one of the sponsor companies, and it was somebody else I forgot. And the NFL, he ultimately went and got some lawyers and won that stuff. So my thing is, you don't think the NFL don't hold grudges? Then we all need to be just only eating applesauce, because that's just how it is. It is hold these grudges. I know I'm long-winded on it. Let's move on to something else, man. Yes, Cowboy Mafia. Somebody to Chris Jackson. What's up, man? Appreciate y'all, man. Yes, indeed, man. Danny White broke my heart. Glenn Morrow. Appreciate you, man. Danny White broke all of our hearts. All right, so let me see. The next topic, man. You just pick it up, man. We all freestyling here. Okay. Shout out to you, Sheila Neal.
Who you got? Let me see. Okay, so who you have for the backup running back after Zeke?
Man, I think Ray Charles and Stephen Wonder. They got. I'm gonna be like this. Tony Pollard, Georgia. I got Tony Pollard in the mix, man. I got Tony Pollard. This is my backup for Ezekiel Elliott. I got Tony Pollard, Tony P, however you want to call him, he called himself the playmaker.
Oh, boy.
That boy, he called himself the playmaker. He better make some plays because he called himself the playmaker on the IG. Shout out to Tony Pollard on the IG. And then I have Jamez Olawale. You know, I think that Jamez Olawale last year was bitten by this Steve. I'm about to see, what's his name? What's the offensive coordinator again? See, I'm losing my mind.
Scott Linehan?
Scott Linehan. I'm about to say Steve Linehan. Scott Linehan. He got bitten by the Scott Linehan situation. So I'm thinking that with Kellen Moore, he's going to utilize Jamez Olawale a whole lot better. He's going to be able to utilize him.
So you think we're going to have a fullback this year?
Yes. I don't think that we're going to have just the fullback. I think that they're going to use him more so like the H-back. He's going to be catching the balls. Instead of just into the flats, they're going to run them vertically. They're going to run them inside, curls, your smoke routes and things like that. They're going to do some things like that with old Jamez Olawale.
Oh, I got a question.
Shout out to Miss Jackie.
Hey, what's up, Miss Jackie?
Yeah.
So, it was a top. It was because I made a post on Twitter like a couple weeks ago. Okay, what is our role for the offense? Are we a running first offense, or are we more of a balanced offense, or are we a passing offense? The reason why I asked that because if you look at the receivers that we have, it's like we got some playmakers receivers that's like. Any one of them could get 1,000 yards, you know. And then I keep hearing that Dak is throwing the ball deeper and he's hitting people very accurate. So, like, are we more like Jerry Jones? Jason Garrett doesn't trust Ezekiel, so just in case Ezekiel gets suspended for a long period of time, Dak is in good condition. Because like this offense kind of look more like a Tony Romo. Like, I just feel like, is Dak going to be throwing the ball more, or are we going to be running the ball more this year?
You know what? I got to do it this way. And you remember these movies when the aliens come down to Earth, and the first thing they try to do is make the Earth suitable for their lifestyle? I think they call it terraforming, right?
Yeah.
These aliens comes down, or I think Transformers. I was watching a movie where they were trying to change it to the Transformer land, whatever, you know. In most alien movies, you guys know what I'm talking about. Bail me out. I think it was Superman. You know. Superman. They were trying to terraform. They were trying to make it like Superman planet, whatever. I think that with the Kellen Moore system, football is still football. It's still 11 on 11. There's nothing new under the sun. I look at it like this. This team will still be a run-first offense. Although the league is a pass-happy league, I think that with a run-first offense, you can still win the Super Bowl. You can still win plenty of games because of the team, on how they built their teams to stop, I guess, passing. And we just have to be efficient in passing just enough so that our run can have teams biting in the bait, meaning that they can get out of the nickel formation. They can bring in more bodies to stop Ezekiel Elliott. Remember, I was talking about the fact that when Dak Prescott understands and knows how to win with this particular offense with the 8 and 9 man front, because you got all of the explosive weapons now. There's no excuses for that. So what I'm looking at it is that if you look at the teams that won the Super Bowl, and I hate to bring their names up. Lord knows I hate it. When the Eagles won their Super Bowl, a lot of people think it was fly, Eagles fly. I said this when Bronson was on. But it's more so of run, Eagles run. They had a running back by committee, right?
Yeah.
They had some guy, he's not even on the team. We should have picked him up with the bad knees. No. Blunt was the bruiser, and then they had Jay Ajayi. Yeah, they had him, and they had Clemens Kidd, and they had somebody else, Smallwood. They had a whole plethora of running backs out there.
43. Was it Pro?
Sproles too, yeah. So they had a plethora of running backs. That's why they're third overall in rushing. And then they had the tight ends. And when you line up with 2 tight end sets, what? You can't go small, right? You can't go small with your defense with 2 tight end set. So what I'm looking at is a quote-unquote copycat league. They copycatted that system actually from the New England Patriots, because little Garrett Blunt, he played for the New England Patriots. Remember that? So, and they had this committee. And last year, the New England Patriots, one can argue the fact that they still did the exact same thing with James Whites and those boys, passing the ball out of the backfield, short dink and dunk passes, moving the running back upfield and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that with the Cowboys now, is that we have Ezekiel Elliott, who is the bell cow, but the problem was last year he was the only bullet that we had in the chamber. Now we have multiple bullets in the chamber. We have the Tony Pollards of the world. Now we have a creative offensive coordinator who should be able to know how to use your Jameis Owale. That we know, quote unquote, that we know of. So that's what I'm looking at.
I believe in that hype until I see it. I'm not listening to nothing that Jerry Jones say before the season starts. Like he always no.
Man, I'm gonna fix you a glass of that Cowboys blue Kool-Aid, baby.
Hey, I love the Cowboys, but it just like, man, so many. I used to be one of those people like, for real, man, we gonna win the Super Bowl. And then now it's like, and Jerry Jones just remind me of that girl, that fine girl, you just know you want to be with her, but she gonna sell you some dreams.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He's the ultimate salesman, and nothing wrong with being a salesman.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do you think the Cowboys offense is pretty much going to be like pick your course? Like if you guys are trying to stop Zeke, no worry, we got the playmakers on the outside, that we could throw the ball. Okay, so if y'all want to stop our receivers, he goes Zeke for 7, Zeke for 21, Zeke for 50.
Yeah, and this is why. I know a lot of people, and I'm just going to break this down again with Jason Witten. At least he can vertically move up the field 5 or 6 yards with his passing. He's a dump-off guy in those fashions, right? Last year, it was Ezekiel Elliott. It was no other guy that was going to be that safety blanket vertically 5 to 6 yards that's going to run those routes, those Y options and what have you. So what Ezekiel Elliott was doing last year, he was catching the ball more so in the flats, and he was using his playmaking ability to squeeze 6 and 7 yards and being the poor man's Jason Witten inside, of running those particular catches. And then on top of that, if you add in the fact that when you had picked up Amari Cooper, they got a thing what we call roll coverage. Defensive players do it all the time. The single high safety, he's going to roll himself over to Amari Cooper's side, leaving Michael Gallup one-on-one onto the outside. And that's what we saw. Michael Gallup went into one-on-ones, and Dak Prescott missing him on a few games. Some of it was Amari Cooper Michael Gallup letting up on his route. Some of it was Dak Prescott accuracy and just not familiar with it with the Michael Gallup skill set. So what I'm looking at now is that we got some burners. Amari Cooper, who's people's going to roll coverage that way, and then if you insert a Randall Cobb, who can pretty much run your smokes, can run your goals, can run your comebacks, can kill you in the middle of the field, can also line up in the as a halfback. And if he so happened to go down, and I'm going to use the word my brother from another mother, Vach, when he says, if he lay down and say, ouch, you still can insert Tavion. I call him Tavion because that's what Jerry Jones call him. He can insert Tavon Austin, who for sure, there's no such thing as a bracket coverage. Do you know what bracket coverage is?
Yeah.
You know what bracket coverage is, right?
Yeah.
yeah. They try to bracket him. There's no way in life you're going to bracket cover Tavon Austin. Now, you can bracket cover my guy Cole Beasley all day because you know for sure that he's no threat on the outside. He's not going to beat you over the top, but he can beat you inside with the short area quickness. And we got plethora of receivers that can beat you in multiple ways.
And don't forget our tight ends, our backup tight ends, though.
That's why I said your boy Rico is valuable, And
then the other one, I can't think of his name. He scored 3 touchdowns.
Jarwin.
Yeah.
See, Jarwin. Only reason why I say Jarwin is can compromise you a little bit is because he need to work and improve on his blocking. Schultz is a better blocker. Jarwin Schultz is a better blocker than Jarwin. Right now, I looked at some game tape. Rico is a better blocker than Jarwin. And then if you add in Jason Witten, just with the all off season that he had off last year, he's a better blocker than Jarwin. So Jarwin need to improve all off season during this training camp and during OTAs or whatever. No, he's not really doing OTAs, but during this training camp, just to improve on his blocking just a little bit.
Yeah, but don't
he's a beast catching the ball though.
Jason Witten was not always a great blocker, though.
True. Jason Witten never got injured as well.
Mark Murray run the rushing year. That was when everybody was talking about Jason Witten is a great blocker. It's like, okay, before that year, you never heard Jason Witten blocking nobody.
Well, Jason Witten was always a guy that figured out ways. He's methodical, man. If Jason Witten, I can't speak negative upon Jason Witten as it relates to blocking, because I don't know whether or not he was asked to do that. Not saying that Jarwin was not asked to do that, but I'm looking at Jason Witten when he was playing with Tony Romo. You know for sure that 1-2 connection was just permanent. You can put that with a permanent marker on the board. So I don't think that Dak Prescott to Jarwin, it's a permanent marker. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If I can make that tie in to each other. Mm-hmm. And somebody's Chris Jackson called him Cole Sleazy. Man, you wrong, man. Shout out to Cole Beasley, man.
Yeah, dude, it's like, I mean, okay. Let's say if the Cowboys kept Cole Beasley, he ain't gonna make the team.
Man, come on now. You know, we started off talking politics, man.
No. Let's keep it real. Like, if Cole Beasley was never free agent, he wasn't gonna make the team, because, like, you look at all the receivers that we have: Gallup, Cooper, Cobbs. Beasley.
If Cole Beasley was still on the team, I don't think that they make that move for Cobbs. I believe, or I don't think that they make that push. I don't think that they would be strongly leaning on a Tavon Austin. You see, they wouldn't. It would have been somehow the universe would have kept Cole Beasley if money wasn't a factor. You see, they would have figured out something.
Because he was complaining about. I mean, this is why he was still on the team. He was complaining about he want to get more catches. So it's like, okay, dude, you're not the second receiver. You're not the third receiver because we got Cobb. So, like, how many catches do you think he's going to get being the fourth? So, if like, do you think that they probably felt that he's going to be a headache? Because, like, for the past 2 seasons, he voiced his opinion on social media. And, Stevie Jones is not about that life. It's like, you can't talk about the Cowboys. Be glad that you're on the team. So, if you got any negative stuff to say about the Cowboys, bye, Felicia.
Well, my thing is, Cole, and I think he just became whiny. He just became whiny, and he became a guy. And shout out to Cole, but he just became a guy that, I guess, the tea leaves and going back and forward on social media. Now, somebody told me that it really wasn't him. His wife take control of his Twitter account, and she goes and read all of the comments and stuff like that. Shout out to his wife for doing that. But my thing is, and Cole, don't be coming to me and say, hey, leave my wife out of your mouth. No. Because you don't want these problems, bro. I ain't talking about your wife. But my thing is, a lot of times with these athletes, they just need to just hit the mute button, or they just need to not comment on certain players, or on certain people, what they have to say about you. Let your I guess, what you exhibit and exude out there on the film, let that speak volumes. But I know that he said, well, I'm not getting the ball. But when you get the ball, make a play. Don't get the ball and catch it and roll around on the ground. But Cole, he's in Buffalo, and one thing I know, that he's not a big burly guy, right? Mm-mm. And he's not the healthiest guy on the field all the time. The number one thing when you playing in football is when you get hit and it's cold out there. It feels. Woo! Boy, when you get hit when it's cold, boy.
Like, Mama, he hit me. That man hit me.
Hey, it made me think of that movie Chris Tucker he was on. He was like, which one of y'all hit me? That brother gonna be like, man, I ain't going across that middle again. Coach, you crazy. It's cold, man. Yes, indeed, man. It's cold out here, man. I ain't finna. It's colder than polar bear nuts, man. I ain't finna get across this middle. I ain't finna do it, man. And y'all better send Jay Jones through there, man. I ain't finna do it. I'm not finna. Look, I'm finna go back to Dallas. I'm finna go to the Texans or somebody. I'm gonna start tweeting. Dallas, do you miss me?
Are you available?
Hey, watch. I guarantee you by week 4, week 5, you know that little meme when they have was it Wolverine, and they had the picture of Jean Grey, and he had the picture. They're gonna put Cole Beasley as Wolverine, and you're gonna have a picture of Dak. Watch, I'm already predicting that meme is gonna be circulating all around. Or he's gonna be Jerry Jones. He's gonna put somebody in that picture. Remember. I'm like, remember, you all are listening. Now I might just do a film session on it. Don't even care if the NFL flag it. Thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation film session. As you take a deeper look at Cole Beasley going across the middle, and the quarterback Josh Allen threw the ball 10 miles over his head. Boy, when it's cold outside.
Hey, he gonna be singing that Bobby Womack song. When it's cold outside.
Who are you holding? Oh man! So the Raptors. We got a score break. Rodney Ellis says 104-101 Raptors.
Ooh,
we done fool around and let the Canadians come in our professional sports and beat us down. How about that, huh?
Hey.
But shout out to the Raptors, though. God's plan, Drake style, right?
Oh, yeah. Damn, I wish I was there now. Drake for our party.
Yes, indeed, man. But, hey, by you being from Chicago, now I know it's getting cold over there, right? You get cold, well, it's warm. Now it's good now. But what happened now?
It snowed like a couple weeks ago.
No way.
It's like one day it's cold, then the next day it's hot, then the next day it's raining all day, then the next day it's cold. It's like, damn, make up your mind.
Wow. I thought you sounded like Dallas weather, minus the snow. I mean, you can walk outside perfectly and just go around saying, okay, good, I'm going to go to the water park. And then all of a sudden you see a tornado come around and blow everything out the way. And people, we got some good drivers down here in Texas, man. Boy, they know how to drive.
Oh, we don't got that in Chicago. No, we don't. I'm not going to lie about that. All right, what you was about to say?
What'd you say?
What you was about to say about me in Chicago?
Man. I just know the last time I was in Chi-Town, Get Down, my grandfather, he from South Side Chicago.
That's where I'm from, too.
Well, he from the South Side. Okay. You know, everybody from Mississippi got somebody that's related to somebody in Chicago. Like I said,
on the west side.
You might be my cousin in them. You know what I mean?
Majority of people from the west side of Chicago, they from Mississippi. People from the south side, they from Arkansas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stello's 300 in the house, man. That's my boy right there. He cooking that smoked salmon. But salmon, the L is silent, I guess. But this is the thing, in Chicago, the weather, the wind, it's not the cold factor, it's just the wind. You thought OJ know how to cut. Man, that wind can cut you in so many ways. You have to walk in between the buildings so that you won't get blown away. That's how it is in Chi-Town.
Dude, especially you hit downtown, because my friend gave they know I'm a Cowboys fan. They was like, yo, let's go to the Bears against. Like, nah, I can't do that. It's like Soldier Field is like literally on the lake, so if it's gonna be below something, and I just no, I'm gonna be inside this restaurant. Like this, the owner of the restaurant is a Cowboys fan, and it's like literally like the whole restaurant is nothing but Cowboys memorabilia, and I'm gonna be there doing my live feed, and I'm gonna be eating wings.
Hey, plug the name of the restaurant.
I just can't think of it, but I'm gonna plug it. It's I gotta save it on my Facebook. So
Well, once the video is posted, just put the link down below so
gotcha.
that all the Cowboys fans. The game is what when we play to Chicago, right? We're gonna be up there, right?
Yep.
It's a away game.
December.
So December. Okay.
I think the second week of December. I think December 5th.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Second week of December. Okay. I don't know.
I was planning to go.
I don't know if I'm gonna go way up that way, Shot Town. You know, it's too cold for a brother like me. You know, from Mississippi.
I can't do it.
It's just too cold. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we got about 6 more minutes, man. So tell everybody, man, what you're doing as far as your next projects, man, that you got going on beyond the December the 5th deal. But tell everybody what you got going on, man, and spotlight your YouTube channel and things like that.
Right now, I'm doing my YouTube channels. I got like multiple YouTube channels, and I'm slowly working on a movie that I'm trying to put out this year. It's in the works, and it's just like I'm also doing photography, and I'm interested in going back and doing stand-up comedy.
So you're a comedian, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, tell me a joke, man. All right, hold on. I'm gonna let the ladies tell a joke first. Okay, Google, tell me a joke.
What sound do porcupines make when they kiss? Ouch.
I can't believe that happened.
She said, "What sound does a porcupine make when they kiss?" That's a good one. Thank you, Google.
My apologies. I don't understand.
Oh, that's another joke, huh? Thank you.
My pleasure.
She's funny. Boy. Now get in there and cook me some food. I'll play. Right? So you can't let her trump you now, man. Let me hear a joke or something, man.
I'm more like a story. I'm more of a storyteller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I just tell like something happened, and I just like. And something that people relate, like it just I don't know. It's like people
like hold on. Somebody just joked on me. They said I look like a normal size Gary Coleman. See,
they doing that? Whatchamacallit? What's that Kevin Hart Gary Coleman thing that has been going all around all day today?
Oh, okay, that's what that is.
It's all over Twitter.
Oh, I see that. I don't even know. You know, Chris Jackson said Google is corny, so I'm not gonna put you I'm not gonna put you in that box again, Dan. So what else you do, man? You a comedian?
I mean, it's just like I'm also working on my first children's book, which is going to be dropping in a couple months, and it's just like, dude, I'm glad I had this off season. It's like I get to focus on doing the things that I love, and then when football season, some of the stuff got to cut. Like the colder it get, the less film and photography that I do. Like, okay, it's too cold to be outside, so let me sit back, talk about my Cowboys, watch my Cowboys, and that's pretty much what I'm be doing. And it just enjoy life. That's pretty much all I'm been doing, really.
Yes, indeed. So that's enjoying life, doing comedies, doing sketches and skits and stuff like that.
Things that I love to do. It's just like I'm the type of person that's like I found out that I have gifts of things that I never thought about having. Like when I was younger, I was doing music, and I never thought about I would be doing film, photography, and everything else. So.
Right.
I feel like I always tell people like it found me, and it's a winning combination, and I just love doing it.
Yes, indeed. So that, as they say, if you love the things that you do, you never work one day, right? In your life, because you love doing what you're doing. Yes, indeed. As long as you're making some pesos too, that helps keep the lights on in your house and everything. I mean, it was a pleasure talking to you, man. Guys, that's in the chat box. Go follow How About Them Cowboys, and he got some content there. He got around 12 subscribers now. I'm one of them. So we the mighty 12 right now. So
Yeah.
we want to grow this nation. We want to continue to grind. We want to be able to pump this thing up one way or another. Hey, as they say, a prize fighter. I always say this, man, a prize fighter, even when he's down, right? He continue to swing, he continue to fight. And that's what we got to do in this life, continue to fight. We may not all be as rich as a Donald Trump, or we might not all be as smart as the Bill Gates of the world, right? He's pretty smart,
But we
right?
rich inside, though.
But we be rich inside, and I'd rather be rich inside. And matter of fact, I'd rather be wealthy than rich, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So we all there, and we Silver and Blue Nation all day, man. You don't look like me, I don't look like you, but if you cut us, we'll bleed silver and blue.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll
How many games you think you gonna win?
We'll throw them hands later, huh?
How many games you think you gonna win? I got 12.
You got 12-4. I got us going. I got us going 10 plus wins. I got us winning that 10 plus wins this year, and I think that we won 10 games last year. I think that if with a healthy Travis Frederick, he can at least be a plus win, right? 1 plus win, right? So I think that we can at least get 11, but I got us at a 10 plus win. I don't want to jinx it, man. I don't want to give us a solid number, but I just feel like we can at least win 10 plus
I got
games.
a prediction.
Give the prediction, man. Wrap this thing up. Give it up.
I got us beating the Patriots.
You got us beating New England Patriots.
Because that's what I'm known for. I'm known for bold prediction, and I always make my prediction on Thursday. Anytime after Thursday.
So on your show,
yeah,
I'm waiting for my background music to pop up. But on your show, you're gonna do a prediction on every Thursday, right?
Yeah, I got us. I don't know why. I just look because I was talking to Mark Holmes.
Shout out to Mark Holmes.
Because I posted on his YouTube when we lost against the Tennessee Titans. I said we are going to go on a 3-game winning streak, even though we won 5 games. I say Landrich is going to have 2 interceptions and score.